Hi everybody, Vanessa here, coming at you from my home office, and the first video that I am going to record on request is one about produsage. That's a concept that we will really start talking about more heavily during week 4, and then you'll be working on an assignment where you are creating for this concept of produsage, either in an instructional design realm where you are creating an explicit learning activity or lesson of some sort that would ideally be used in a class setting, or for a performance support. It could be for informal learning, it could be something for some sort of workplace learning or workplace performance improvement type of project. And I'll talk about that a little more in a moment. But first, I know that you wanted to know more about what this whole produsage thing is. Well, let me share with you. The concept actually comes from a book by Axel Bruns. And this book is called Blogs, Wikipedia, Second Life, and Beyond, From Production to Producage. And if you think about those terms, production, the creation of something, producage, it's that production usage. It's kind of like the prosumer term that we learned about during the first week of class. It's basically that idea that we are no longer at a point where we are either the producers or the consumers, the producers or the end users, if you want to get into using the term use for producage. And what we need to do is figure out how to foster these rich interaction spaces where these acts of producage can occur. Sometimes out in the world they just sort of happen, but as instructional designers, as performance technologists, people are going to come to us and ask us how to deliberately design for this. And it's kind of a tricky thing because you need to design, but you can't over-design for it. Now let me read you a little bit from this book, because I'd like you to hear it in Axel's words himself. And forgive me for my reading glasses here, but hey, I'm in my 40s. My eyes are getting kind of old. So he gives us 3 ideas here. First, it removes the real-world limitations placed on social and or collaborative behavior by factors such as language, geography, background, financial status, etc. The basic idea here is that once we get onto this internet environment, a lot of the other factors that might have kept us from interacting with each other before have largely gone away. Now, we could debate that because there are still some issues there, but many of them do go away. It's not like I say, I'm stuck here in Tallahassee, Florida, and I can't interact with anybody who's not here in Tallahassee, Florida. The second part, it compensates for human inadequacies in processing, maintaining, or developing social and or collaborative mechanisms. Okay, the idea here is that we as humans, we can't deal with all this online stuff alone. We need tools to help us. Think about what those tools do. Those tools help record our knowledge, they help us save drafts of it, they help us share it out with other people, they help us use tags to organize it, they help us search through all of it. There's a tremendous amount that the tools are doing for us in terms of saving and sharing, communicating, archiving, indexing, really important part of the process. And then finally, it creates environments or distributed tool sets that pull useful end results out of human, social, and or collaborative behavior. Okay, so we take these tools that help loosen up some of the boundaries that we might have otherwise placed on ourselves. The stuff that the internet does. We then use the tools to help boost what one person could do. Like I couldn't on my own, you'd be easily going around and reading all of your blogs, for example. But the feed reader is a tool that helps me bring it all together very easily. And that's a really basic, simple example, but it's more than just that. Then we are able to use these tools to have these environments where everybody becomes a contributor, and through our collaboration, we're actually engaged in the co-construction of knowledge. Something is happening there. And that's the act of producage. If you think about what's happening in our class right now, you guys are putting all these ideas out there on blogs, on Twitter. Some are your own ideas, some are things that you found elsewhere that you're sharing. And bit by bit, we are assembling something that is much bigger than what we started with and much more than what I gave you as an instructor. So I have created the framework for this whole class. I got things started. I got my own blog out as a model. I started tweeting as a model. I've been doing that with other tools as well, giving you guys a ledge to start on. But I've created not for information dissemination from me to you, but I have created for produsage. I have created an environment where you guys, along with me, are using the tools, and together where we're going to get in 6 weeks is to that spot where we have useful end results, as this says here, useful end results from the human, social, and or collaborative behavior. We are harnessing and harvesting the most successful content contributions. And that, in a nutshell, is what this idea of produsage is. And I see I've gone on for 5.5 minutes on it, which is really long for a talking head video. I apologize. If I have the wherewithal, I'll try to synthesize it down to something even shorter tomorrow. But for now, I'm just going to call it a day, send this up there, and probably put myself to bed. Good night.